Alright, guys. I'm going to be doing a Emerald Tablets breakdown. Not the whole thing. We're going to start on. I think we did Atlantis last time, so we're going to do. If that isn't the very last one, we're going to start with the last one and go backwards. Because that's how I want to do things. Crystal Links. Oh, I should have clicked on the Crystal Links Emerald Tablets page. Okay. Metaphysics. Emerald Tablets. That's odd. It's under the Metaphysics page. Here we are. Yeah, we did supplementary tablet. 14 Atlantis. It's kind of weird to have that. Gonna have to plug in my computer here in a second. Alrighty. Let's see what we can get. It says, now ye assemble my children, waiting to hear the secret of secrets. What shall give ye power to unfold the God-man? So, like, that's kind of like a reference. The God-man, it's like the mixture of God and man. And if you read the occult text, like the Book of Enoch, well, text like that, or the story of the fallen angels, and that's like really big in the Book of Enoch. It's all about how the gods, the fallen ones, mixed with humans, the daughters of men. So it would be like the God woman and the God man. It would say the powers don't have to unfold to the gods, and the powers would have to unfold to man and woman, but they're talking to a specific man and woman. The man and woman who have the melanated ones, basically. In one, reality, are just the mixture, the ones who are mixed with the spirit of God, the vibration of God and man. So again, that points back to the melanated ones. Yeah, the God man's like when God comes down and falls and like goes into a vessel. That's what it would be: a God woman, or a goddess, or a god in a human shell. Well, what does that make? So there are very many interpretations, but for the Emerald Tablets, I believe when you talk about the God man / God woman, or goddess woman, however you want to put that, he's talking about the melanated ones, the ones who are mixed as well. But definitely, the ones who got that shit popping off. So when you talk about the melanin, because everybody has melanin, all forms of it. It'll be a little bit or a lot. There are others who have way more in all three realms. It's just kind of how it is. So now ye assemble my children, waiting to hear the secret of secrets. which shall give ye power to unfold the God man. Give ye the way to eternal life. Plainly shall I speak of the unveiled mysteries. So he about the things that we know. He just about to give you the business. He's not going to give no code on it. He just kind of like in Hollywood when there's that movie or that show or that song, whatever, that piece of entertainment that just it's there's no code. Only can decode it. Most won't be able to decode it, but for those who like know about decoding and have trouble with certain things, and this is from my perspective, the ones who are good at it are definitely gonna get it. No, no fucking cap. Like it's gonna happen. They're definitely gonna be like, oh man, that's too easy. But the ones who don't really get it, when it comes to Enoch or the Emerald Tablets themselves, or just ancient texts like that, did heavily. The people who don't really get it, but they try, they're gonna get it too. It's like I'm not gonna try to trick you or deceive you. Is what those are saying. I'm just gonna tell you, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, ashe on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Shall I speak of the unveiled mysteries? So he's gonna speak plainly of the mysteries, the things that are no longer mysteries, because he said unveiled mysteries. So things that were hidden, that are no longer hidden. He's just gonna talk about them. It's kind of like he got caught. Like, oh, okay, damn, y'all found out about this shit. I'm just gonna, give it to you nasty, give it to you raw. No dark sayings shall I give unto thee. See, the word dark in the Emerald Tablets and dark and light has various sayings. Various meanings, my fault. Various meanings. So context clues are really easily able context clues. So he says, no dark saying shall I give unto thee. So it does not mean evil. So he's saying like he's not going to code it basically. Again, he's quoting himself again. Because like dark, he means in this way that he said it, no hidden saying shall I give unto thee basically. He's just going to give it to you. Open thine ears now, my children. So it means open your ears, obviously. Be listening. Like listening, like be mindful. Come with an empty cup. So that it can get filled up, because he's about to fill your shit up. Hear and obey the words that I give. So again, be listening. Do what he says to do. Decent kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? First I shall speak of the fetters of darkness, which bind ye in chains to the spear of the earth. Okay, the fetters, he talks a lot about casting off the fetters of darkness and other tablets and different things like that. So he's talking about the fetters of darkness which bind ye in chains to the spear of the earth. So my mind just drifted off, and when he said to the spear of the earth, I actually think about the North and South Pole, the poles within the body, because the body being the temple is also a code for the earth. But he's not trying to code it. But back then, a long time ago, body was considered earth. And what keeps us bound in this body, trapped inside, trapping our light, our soul, is the darkness, the primordial creative force, the chaos, and the spirit being light. So he's going to tell you how to get out of your body. That will be casting off the fetters of darkness. Huh. Darkness and light are both one of nature. Both of one nature. Sorry. So it's the same source. Because as we know, light comes from dark. The light comes from the dark. Darkness creates itself. Like in the Bible. The God of the Bible has, when he's creating the world, universe, everything, he says, let there be light. So if you have to say, let there be light, then what is there? Darkness. If I have to turn on the light in my room, what is it? Given that I have shades, darkness where I can't see like I want to see, obviously. Darkness and light are both seeming. So obviously the perspective of light and dark are different. And the perspective is up to you. But there's going to be a consensus perspective on most things, like light and dark. Most people are going to see it this way and this way, give or take their own, personal view, but they're different only in the way they seem because they come from the same source. They are of one nature. So there's different of the same coin, made to the same material. One just has this graphic on the other end, and the other side has this graphic. Boo-hoo, yoo-hoo. This, my children. Oh, fuck it, already. Okay. Where did I leave off? Darkness and light are both of one nature, different only in seeming. For each arose from the source of all. So we just got done talking about everything he's about to say. Like, the source of all, and the Kabbalah, they talk about the all, which is where everything comes from. Some people call it God. The Kabbalion, for lack of a better term to get everybody on board, calls it the all. Some people get as specific as calling it the all a name. Yeshua, Jesus, Horus, yada yada yada. It's all name, Isis, Lakshmi, it's all names. Those are specific aspects of the all, yes, but not the all. The all, pervading mind. So, for each arose from the source of all. Again, like I said, stating that they are both of one nature, they come from the same source. They came from darkness. Darkness is disorder, aka the primordial force of the chaotic matter, aka the feminine principle. The womb. Light is order, obviously. The masculine, it puts out. It puts out. It's like Saturn type energy. Like it's about order and structure. Well, like one side of Saturn. But the main energy of Saturn is order. The other side of Saturn is disorder because you have the wet and dry side of Saturn. But, to kind of, give a good understanding of it, it's order. It's like the law. You get law and order, you see what I'm saying? It's like straight organization. It's like the dark energy would be like coming up with a plan or knowing what you want to do and coming up with a plan. And then the light would be like organizing that plan, getting steps, getting logical with it. This is how I'm going to assert this plan or put it out into the world. And then you just fucking do it. Darkness transmuted, it's light of the light. So, when I first read this and I didn't know that he was talking, what he was really talking about on that part, I had no fucking clue. But now that I know more, and I'm reading the Emerald Tablets from a higher perspective, darkness is a form of light. Light is light, obviously. It's just like when you think of the electromagnetic scale, darkness is vibrating so fast that you can't see it. And it's vibrating so slow that you can see it. But they're both forms of light. So once you know things like that, okay, darkness transmuted is light of the light. Okay, that means it's light. It's the primordial light, the primordial force. This, my children, your purpose in being, transmutation of darkness to light. So you just know you here to be alchemy of life, 101. Let me say it again. This, my children, your purpose in being, transmutation of darkness to light. Like, come on now, you're supposed to create shit from the darkness. This is why Ashira was talking about self-letter to dark energy. This tablet right here, the the secret of secrets. No wonder he titled it that. Because this tablet makes every other sense. This is kind of why I work with Thoth, so he helping me out. Plus with all the knowledge I got, recently it's kind of like everything's clicking. For a lot of people who know dark energy and dark matter, it's not evil. Obviously, if it's the primordial creative force, it's just an untamable force in which everything, there are evil sides to it and there are positive sides if you want to give it those two spectrums. But, they mean nothing. Good and evil means nothing. They're just man-made constructs. But it's easier for us to understand when we're thinking about it like that. Like, the light in which you can see things like that and experience and put out. People do some fucked up shit in broad daylight, and people do some, amazing things in broad daylight, and vice versa with the darkness. So if you want to think about it, just if that gets you in the mindset of darkness isn't evil and light isn't good, they just are. They just are. They're there. Whew. So basically saying we're here to be alchemists. Transmutation of darkness to light. You got to get to the dark. You got to get through the dark to get to the light. So when you're manifesting things and using dark, when you're manifesting anything, it has to go from the ethers in some form or fashion, whether you have a connection or not. Either you got a connection or you got a connection type of deal from the ethers and then into the light. That's just how it goes. When you pop out the womb, because you are a creation of your parents, you pop out the womb, it's dark in there, and you come to the light. It's transmutation. He's basically saying we're here to die. Death is transmutation. Death is not just physical death, but death of anything. Death of old ways of living, this, that, and the other. It goes on and on. But death isn't a negative thing. It's actually more positive than you think. But, that's just one way that goes. Hear ye now of the mystery of nature, the relations of life to the earth where it dwells. Hear ye now of the mystery of nature. The mystery of nature, life to the earth where it dwells. That one's baffling. I'm going to have to go back over it a bunch more times to get it. This is real life decoding. Like, I'm going to give you what I know. Put in the comments down below if you know if you can think of anything that he's trying to say there. For real. Let's help each other out. Know ye are threefold in nature: physical, astral, and mental in one. It's like body, mind, and soul. Your spirit, body, mind, soul, and spirit. Your soul and your spirit are on the astral plane. Can't fucking see them. The astral plane is the plane of the unseen. Okay? The mental plane is unseen, but then since we create things from our mind, they can be seen, which is why the mental plane is the link between above and below. That I can say is, right just out there. 3 are the qualities of each of the natures. So, okay, I kind of get it. He said, hear ye now the mystery of nature, the relations of life to earth where it dwells. So he's talking about the mystery of the 3 and the relations of the 3 to life. Okay. We'll get it. Just read all, read it more. Dwell on things more. 3 are the qualities, each of the natures, 9 in all. As above, so below. Okay. So 9 is the number of completion. Okay. So he's talking about on each level there are 3 levels. There's a beginning, middle, and end to everything. So on each level there's 3 levels. And that equals 9. In the physical are these channels, the blood which moves in vortical motion, reacting on the heart to its beating, reacting on the heart to continue its beating. Okay, my fault. Magnetism. Ooh, he talking about, okay, attraction, magnetism. Magnetism, which moves through the nerve paths, carrier of energy to all cells and tissues. Akasa, which flows through channels, subtle yet physical, completing the channel. So I have to look up that word Akasa. Definitely going to. I know I've seen it since I've read this passage before, but I've never, I never looked it up. So when you see things like that and you're like, oh, I don't know what that is, or you like you get an inkling to look something up, look it up because it probably means something more than, it'll help you out. That's what I mean. It'll definitely help you out to understand, and decode better. Akasa flows through channels. So it flows through like channels. Okay. Subtle yet physical. So subtle like it's unseen, but yet it's seen. Completing the channels. Each of the 3 attuned with each other. So they're all in sync. Each affecting the life of the body. They have, like you said, like he's giving it to us pretty much straightforward, pretty much. It's like these 3 things, they have an effect on the body. I mean, just it is what it is. If you know what the mental, the spiritual, and the physical, and how those 3 realms of existence, how they have an effect on the body. You'll know what he's talking about, the body, mind, the soul. When things like that from those planes, they have an effect on you. How can they not? Form they the skeletal framework through which the subtle ether flows. The ether, ener- so the ethers is the darkness, dark matter, dark energy. But I think when he's referring to here, because he said flows, he's talking about energy. So he's talking about that dark energy. Dark energy forms in the dark matter, and then dark matter goes to light and becomes a less you can see it and experience it. Kind of how that goes. So when he says forms the skeletal framework which through which the subtle through which the subtle ether flows. This energy is flowing through. So he's saying that we are made up of dark energy. We have, like when the Shira says we have that shit in ourselves, in our body. It's there, as above, so below, as within, so without. In their mastery lies the secret of life in the body. So, by mastering thyself, by knowing thyself, the secret will come out of your body. It'll come out of yourself, out of those three things that affect your body. In some sort of way, it'll come, which is one way to interpret that. But there's probably a more directly correct way to interpret it. But speaking of mastery of self, so in their mastery lies the secret of life in the body, relinquished only by the will of the adept. So, by the will of an adept, like myself, or many of us, we're the ones who can will the secret and relinquish or wield the secret of life, because we will be looking for it, we will be seeking it, and we will know when to not seek it, when to stop seeking it. We'll know what that happy medium is, where the universe will do the rest and it'll come. But we know how to find the secrets of secrets. We won't know that it is that, but we'll know that we're looking for something deeper. That's why knowing thyself is key here. Very, very, very key. Know thyself. Because that's basically the secret of secrets. Because by knowing thyself, you will know everything and nothing. And living is done. So let me start over. In their mastery lies the secret of life in the body, relinquished only by the will of the adept, when his secret in living, when his purpose in living is done. So basically, when you have reached the end of your purpose, that's when you mastered what you came to master, and that's when you, oh, okay, that's when that shit's gonna come out. So knowing thyself is mastery of self. That's one way to put it. 3 are the natures of the astral. Mediator is between above and below. Not of the physical, not of the spiritual, but able to move above and below. Okay, so it's saying the astral I was thinking at the mental plane, but oh, okay. So the astral, because in the Kabbalion they pretty much let loose that mind is all is mind, and that mentalism is the highest law. So that would be like the top tier plane. So that the astral plane would actually be the middle, the link between above and below. See? Correcting myself here. The astral plane is the link between above and below. My fault. You live, you learn. So 3 are the natures of the astral. Mediator is between above and below, not of the physical, not of the spiritual, but able to move above and below. The natures of the mind, carrier of the will of the Great One. 3 are the natures of the mind, carrier it of the will, of the Great One. The Great One. So maybe they're not saying Great One as some great God, but Great One as in the Great One, like the 3, all one. The mind, body, soul, or like the mental, the physical, and the astral, all in one, makes the Great One. So the mind carries out the will, because the mind creates everything. Carrier it of the will of the Great One, arbitrator of cause and effect in thy life. Ain't that true? And to make moves. And when you're making moves, things, you're using cause and effect. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So, where were we? Oh, 3 of the nature of the mind, carrier it of the will of the Great One, arbitrator of cause and effect in our life, for that part. Thus formed the threefold being, directed from above by the power of 4: body, mind, soul, and spirit. He don't want to reference that, because everybody always references body, mind, and spirit, or body, mind, and soul. But the fact that the spirit is interchangeable with mind in alchemy, but yet is a part as well, is not exactly always the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's kind of different. Above and beyond man's threefold nature lies the realm of the spiritual self. Huh. Okay. 4 in its qualities, shining in each of planes of existence, but 13 in one. So either he's saying 13, or he's saying 13 in one, and that would, in one case, that would equal the number 14, which would equal the number 5 in numerology. You break it down, or add it up, should I say. Or should I say 13 qualities equal the Great One type of deal. That's, What are you trying to say, though? Because remember, he's giving it to us raw. What are you trying to say? "13 in one. 4 in its qualities, shining in each of the planes of existence." So 13 qualities in one body, on one plane. Okay. The mystical number. So 13 is regarded as the mystical number. That I do know. It is also revered by the elites of this world. 13 is, for some reason, a number they fear, but they use a lot. Well, they use it in symbolism in a lot of occult movies and things like that, in songs and yada yada. Based on the qualities of man are the brothers. Each shall the brothers, huh? They talk about the brothers of darkness. They're supposed to be like the ones that are against us, the ones that are trying to create darkness. Remember, I said darkness in animal tablets has various perspectives. They don't. It doesn't always like when he says light and dark in the tablets. He alludes to the context in which using it at that point in time is different than when he used it here or there. So he doesn't mean it in dark energy. When he talks about the brothers of darkness, it's the people that are trying to lower the consciousness of others intentionally, generally, so they can roll over them because they are in bondage as well, and they can't, I'm not gonna say they can't find a way to get out of bondage because they have. It's just a little bit more difficult for them. So it's like if I suffer, you gotta suffer too. But now we're waking up. It's kind of hard. Lots of people are waking up. So based on the qualities of man are the brothers. Each shall direct the unfoldment of being. Each shall channels be of the Great One. So he says, each shall direct the unfoldment of being. Each shall channels be of the Great One. Channels would be like vibrations or frequencies. Each shall vibrations be. Each shall frequencies, Great One. Each shall direct the unfoldment of being. That one's packed. It's like he's giving it to us straight up, but it's still packed with information. You gotta be a G to fold this stuff, and I'm a G, but I could be even more G. Let's put it to you like that. Earth, man is in bondage, bound by space and time to the earth plane. So that one's pretty like short. So he's talking about on Earth we are in bondage. Duh. So that is talking about not only Earth, but the body as well. Like, what he's saying is, for some reason, we can't get those. Like, we can, but we've done it because we're bound by the fetters of darkness inside of our body. And also, we're in bondage. We're also bound by space and meaning we're stuck in cycles. And stuck in cycles, aka time, and space. So, like, space, like, when he talks about space, about an area like a room is a space, that we're way more than that. Like a certain particular, not even a certain particular, but an area like a landmass. It's your laptop. My laptop is technically it's an object that takes up space, but it took space. It took some form of non-existent to make. You know what I mean? Non-existent, like time doesn't exist really. Like it does, but not like we think it does. Like we record ticks on a clock. That's how we perceive time. These ticks on a clock. Time is perceived by just being, you know, pass by. You'll know. Think about like, just like what I said, passes by. Like it's been like a while, but you don't know how long it's been. But you've been there for a while, but you know how long.